Continuing on with sample test 4. The first 4 questions ask you to reduce the rational expression. So our goal is going to be to factor the top, factor the bottom, see if there's a common factor that we can then reduce and see what's left. When I look at the top of this fraction, I see that 4 can go into both. When I take out the 4, 8x divided by 4 leaves me with 2x. 4 divided by 4 leaves me with 1. On bottom, I have 4 times y. I can cancel the 4's that are both being multiplied and leave me with 2x plus 1 over y. For the second problem, on the top, the smallest power of x I see is x to the third, so I can pull that out of each term. X to the fourth divided by x to the third is x. X to the third divided by x to the third is 1. On bottom, we already had x minus 1. So if I cancel these x minus 1 factors, I really have x cubed over 1, or just x cubed. For number 3, I start by factoring the top. When I factor the top, I can pull out a 6. 6x divided by 6 leaves me with x. 42 divided by 6 leaves me with 7. But this was a positive 42, which leaves me with a positive 7. When I look at the bottom, that positive 7 isn't matched by this negative 7. If it had been, for instance, negative x plus 7, I could pull a negative 1 out here. Or if this had been negative x minus 7, I could pull a negative 1 out of there. But as it stands, anytime that I would change this sign, I would also change this sign. So I can't make these two match. This is kind of a trick question where basically it looks like there should be something that cancels, but nothing cancels in this case. And I just have to report what I originally had as the answer to this question. For number 4, we've got 2 trinomials. We have to factor each of them. On top, I'm going to make my 2 parentheses, x and x. This is my first sign, negative. This positive tells me same sign, same as negative, is another negative. Now I want them to multiply to 18 and add to 9. Ways to get to 18, 1, 18, 2, 9, 3, 6. 18 plus 1 is 19, not 9. 9 plus 2 is 11, not 9. 6 plus 3 is 9. So I'm going to put the 6 here, and the 3 there. When I go to do the same thing to the bottom, I start with my 2 parentheses, x and x. This negative, I bring to the first parentheses. This negative tells me the opposite of the first sign. The opposite of a negative is a positive. Now I'm looking for things that multiply to 6 and subtract to an understood 1. The ways to get to 6 are 1, 6, and 2, 3. 6 minus 1 is 5, 3 minus 2 is 1. So this is the one we're looking for. Larger one here, smaller one here. Once I have the 2 trinomials fully factored, my goal is to say is there a repeated factor on the top and bottom. There is specifically this x minus 3. That's why I'm left with as a final answer, x minus 6 over x plus 2.